Welcome back, softies, for another episode of the Soft Knocks podcast.
Welcome to the fucking show.
My notes for the NBA playoffs are, I know nothing. I wrote that down.
Line one.
Yes, the only line. All right.
Okay.
Frankie, welcome back. It has been been a minute.
Been
Since
a busy couple of weeks.
anyway.
Yeah.
It has. It's been a pretty busy.
But we're back
week.
to the delight of our softies.
So, I was on our podcast hosting site today. Mm-hmm. New feature for all the softies out there. They have a fan mail feature now.
Well, that's dangerous.
So, for the dozens of you listening,
Where's he get dick pics?
no, it is. I don't know if you can say. Maybe you can send pictures. I don't know, but if you go to like if you're listening through like Apple Podcasts, let's say, if you go to the show notes and you look at the show notes, there'll be a link for like texting us.
Okay.
And now don't get it twisted. It does not text our cell phones, but it does send us stuff to our hosting site. So it's like fan mail, all right? Mm-hmm. So if you have good things to say, awesome. But you know what? If you have good things to say, also just leave that in the ratings. Like, give us a rating, leave a comment.
Yeah, even if you don't really like it, just give us a good rating.
5-star ratings and a comment, please. If you have bad things to say, you can use the fan mail for that. Like, I'll take all the hate mail. Give me all the hate mail. I love it.
Any publicity.
It. Yes.
Maybe we'll send you one of our cool T-shirts.
I'll send you the one that was a misprint.
Yeah, have your wife order some more.
Yeah,
please.
So I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
You can text us. Like, I tried to do it just to see what it would do, and it brought up like.
Did you text yourself your dick pic?
My camera doesn't have a big enough zoom lens, and but it brings it right up on the iMessage. It just popped it up like a text message. And it's like, you can just send us a text message, trash talking us.
All right.
Hopefully the Russian bots like leave it alone. Although they're probably not actually listening, so they're not going to hear this.
Yeah, they'll send us some ads probably. But
yeah.
That's pretty cool. So go ahead, hit us up.
Yeah, send us some fan mail.
Yes, please. We'll read it on air. Maybe.
Oh, that would be awesome. Like, if we could get if we had enough listeners to do like a question and answers, like a Q&A.
Yeah, send us, like, if you want advice on something.
Or just send us like topics. Like, if you're tired of listening to the same bullshit that we talk about, send us something you wanna listen to.
Yeah, or a movie that you want us to break down or something.
Yeah.
Or if you just want us to stop doing this, you can.
Yeah. Also, follow us on X and Instagram. Our socials are also in the show notes, so
Perfect.
give us a follow.
Yeah. What is this, 16th episode?
Yes, 16 episodes.
All right.
We're still going for some reason.
Yeah, longer than I imagined. But
so what's been going on?
My sister just had a baby, so we've been watching.
Oh, yeah, our
her oldest. So we've been kind of watching her. Been busy.
Our sometimes corduroy wearing co-host Dave had another kid.
Congrats, Dave. What's
the baby's name?
It's been a debate. I don't know. It's either Luca or Phoenix. I don't know.
Are they home? Does the baby actually? Is it home?
Yeah.
Home? Do they actually have like a birth certificate yet? Because you have to have the name for that, right?
And they did put Phoenix for that, but.
And now they're gonna switch.
Last I heard, they might be switching. So I don't know for sure.
It's interesting.
But
is Dave a Suns fan?
I know. I keep thinking of the Phoenix Suns.
Phoenix, great town. Terrible traffic.
I think David, he just wants a Phoenix. It sounds like a cool sports name.
Yeah.
Like a starting quarterback. Maybe a pitcher. I don't know.
And I don't know. Yeah.
But yeah,
maybe basketball though, right? Like, Dave's good at basketball.
Yeah, he said he could beat Caitlin Clark. So.
Yeah. And Caleb, if you're listening, we can set that up.
We can. She had a game tonight.
Is the regular season started for the WNBA?
No, it's the.
How nuts is it? Like, is that the only sport where like the draft happens and then 2 weeks later, those people who got drafted are playing in preseason games?
Yes, that soon.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's nuts.
Yeah, they get the seasons going pretty quick. You saw what she's done for that league already, though. They
Oh, yeah.
charter flights now.
She's not getting paid enough.
Disney Plus is live streaming.
Dave Portnoy's right. Her shoe deal is a joke.
Yeah, should be more.
Yes. Yeah.
It is amazing, and yet she has a lot of haters. But she's the reason people are watching. There's no doubt. It's got to be some pressure. What if she just is not?
she just sucks.
Like, it's just mediocre. Like, she has to be great. She can't just be a solid player. Like, tonight I saw she kind of struggle with her jump shot, but... And that team sucks. You know, there's a reason they're picking number 1, so they're probably not going to be great.
I don't know. There's like 4 WNBA teams?
Yeah, how many are there? I think we went over that last time.
Leo had a baseball game the night of the WNBA draft. And so we went to the game. Afterwards...
Did you say, Leo, sorry, I can't make it. I got to watch the draft.
I didn't even know the draft was on. We went out to eat, and we went to a little sports bar around here, and the draft was on. And surprisingly, there's like patrons in the sports bar who are like hooting and hollering for the draft picks. But you're watching, you're going along, and it's like these teams, like they all had, a couple draft picks pretty quick. And I'm thinking like, did they just really trade and do some good deals, or are there just 7 teams?
You think they'd be stacked then, like for the best players in the world? Like,
yeah, maybe.
Here's me thinking that give me 6 months of training, I'll take them all. Lead the league in scoring.
Oh man, I was thinking about that today. Like, all right. Let's say you had a year, all right? Not specific to basketball. You had a full year.
Anthony's
right?
going to get really mad at this segment. Us thinking we're better than we are.
Not. No, you haven't heard my answer yet. But you have a year, and you get all of the top coaches, trainers. You don't have to work. Your wife is going to take care of the kids. You get to spend, 8 to 10 hours a day, but you do have to commit the time, and you just get to work on one sport. Do you think that there's a professional sport that you could even begin to compete with, right? So for me, like I play a lot of golf. If I had a year and I had all the top coaches and all the time to practice, and I wasn't in Iowa where I lost 6 months to winter, could I even begin to compete against even like the bottom barrel pros? Answer's no. No. I would be a lot better than I am today, but fuck no.
You don't know that.
I do know that. Like football? Hell no.
Well, no.
Basketball? No. I'm just unathletic. I mean, like baseball. Like if I gave it a year, do I think I could even like get up there and not strike out against one of the best pitchers in the league? No.
Give me a year of tennis and I'd beat the shit out of Nadal. Is that his name? Is that it? I have the right. Yeah, Djokovic.
No, you're insane.
Yeah, I am insane. No, to answer your maybe like bags.
Yeah, maybe. I could probably do that. I wouldn't need a year though. I need about 3 days
and a lot of beer.
Yeah.
But no, certainly not basketball, football, baseball.
I mean, especially in like my physical condition right now. I mean, basketball, like even if I had it would take me, it would take 9 months of really hard work just to get conditioned to be able to run up that field, run up and down that
That's
court.
what impressed me the most about is their conditioning. It's just unbelievable. Like basketball, especially for that. I don't know how they do that. Some of these guys play like 45 minutes a night.
Yeah.
Nonstop.
Up and down that court.
Yeah, it'd be impossible. I can't even play pickup league with David.
I know when he mentioned that he's going to try and get us out on the court. Like
I'll go if you go.
No, I am not good at basketball.
He always says that they have a lot of guys, and some of his league mates listen to this. I believe. I'll go if you go.
I don't want to go and embarrass them. I mean, like if my fat ass like gets up down the court and like out hustles some of these guys,
I went one time and played for a while, and then I think I made an excuse that I had to go to the office. Back when I...
Oh, I was going to say, office?
Yeah, years ago. This was years ago.
Oh, man.
It's tiring. But,
so Dave's got another kid, and we'll see. We'll probably never see him on the show again. He's too busy with kids now. Although we each have 2 kids.
yeah, it'll calm down.
I went on a little trip with the fam and the brother and sister-in-law and their kids to the Wisconsin Dells.
I have always wanted to go there.
You never been?
Never been. No.
Quite the trip. So they have a timeshare. So, he had the place set up, and and so they invited us along, and because Mia rolled her ankle terribly, we didn't take our normal trip that we would have taken to Colorado.
That's right. We did discuss that.
So I'd never been to the Dells, but I kind of looked at the place and checked it out. It's kind of a cool looking place.
It looks pretty cool. I've looked into it.
It was kind of a weird timing. So we were in the Dells Sunday night, Monday night, Tuesday night, headed home on a Wednesday, which is weird, but...
Did you get a good deal?
Yeah, I didn't. I mean, the place was part of his timeshare, so it was cheaper on his points, I think, to do it those days.
Okay.
But so Saturday, we left Saturday. We actually went to kind of near Dubuque. We got an Airbnb along the Mississippi River there, and let me tell you, pretty cool place. Nice little cabin. We all stayed there. They have 3 kids, and so. They get together with our kids, and they're quite the rambunctious bunch.
Chaos.
Yes. So we're there, and we're grilling out for dinner, and we're all hanging out. The kids are watching a movie or something. It gets a little later, closer to 8, 9 o'clock, and all of a sudden, I don't even know who noticed it, but all of a sudden, there's a bat flying around in this place. You ever seen the movie The Great Outdoors with John Candy?
I have not.
It's the movie where he eats a 96-ounce steak. You ever?
I've never seen it.
Man, that's a movie we should watch.
Maybe we should do that.
But there's also a scene in that movie where they're in his cabin and there's a bat flying around. And this mirrored it just the same. The kids run upstairs and go hide in a bedroom. This bat's flying around. The 2 idiot dads are trying to figure out how to capture or kill this thing.
I think I'd be running into the bedroom.
We're I don't know what to do. We're trying to catch this thing. I go grab a bucket or a pot or something and a plate. I'm going to catch it out of the air. Then all of a sudden the bat, there's kind of a split level almost. And so it goes downstairs. There's a bedroom down there. And the thing is just doing laps in this bedroom. So I take this bucket and I time it. And I slam it down on the bed. I'm not sure that I actually have it, but I slide the plate underneath there, and then I kind of shake it, and sure shit, the bat's in there. So I catch this fucking bat. I go upstairs and let it go outside, but it was,
it's mildly impressive that you were able to catch it.
It was hilarious. That's what it was. It was straight out of a movie. I couldn't believe it.
Wouldn't you need to get rabies shots
if I got bit by it? Probably.
Yeah.
Which would have really ruined it. But I'd had a number of beers. I was ready to catch it.
Manu Ginobili, the Spurs years ago. He hit it with his hand. It was in the arena. Swatted it down.
Oh, yeah.
And then picked it up and he did get rabies shots, I believe, after.
Oh, yeah, especially if you're important.
Yeah. They're not going to fuck with that.
I mean, I don't know what we would have done if we wouldn't have caught it. Just go to sleep with the thing flying around?
You can't sleep with a winged devil roaming the cabin. Those things are creepy.
Yeah. So that was interesting. We were only there the one night at the Airbnb, and then the next day we drove up to the Dells.
Did you write a review for this Airbnb that there was?
I did, but I always give them, unless there's something that's really terrible. I should have emailed them and said, hey, you guys might have a bat problem. Yeah. I just forgot about it, never didn't, but...
Isn't it illegal to kill those things?
I don't know.
I think
Are they an endangered species?
I don't.
No, there's bats all over the place. It's
Our friend Brad had once in his wall, and he said somebody told him that you can't kill it. I think
maybe I don't know. Maybe specific bats. I guess. Yeah. I would have
This
killed that
story
thing in
wa-
a heartbeat.
This story was after numerous beers. I may be mixing it up, but
If I hadn't been able to catch it, the next move was like getting a broom and trying to murder it. So
I think that would have been my first. Yeah, I wouldn't even try to be gentle with it, but
well, I think part of it, swinging a broom around there.
and you
half
said
drunk,
you said
like-
you can't be a professional athlete. You caught a bat with a pot.
They're not athletes. That's just a blue collar job.
I would think it'd be kind of hard to catch. I don't know.
Assume so.
Yeah,
But they have like traps that you could deal with those. Yeah, then we went up to the Dells and we were staying at this place, and probably a little small for all of us. We stayed in one. It was a 2-bedroom, like
Conducting.
like a hotel room kind of. No, it was like you walk in, it's got a kitchenette, and it's got
Oh,
two
okay.
bedrooms and a couple bathrooms. But with the 5 kids, we had an air mattress and a pull-out sofa, and so like in the morning it was not a lot of room to get around, but it was fun. The Dells, like, so you ever been anywhere like like Branson or like any of those like tourist towns like that?
I haven't been to Branson. No, off the top of my head, I can't think
So
of
it's
one.
like it's just really geared towards.
I've been to
tourists, right?
Adventureland. Does that count?
Yes, but like
Altoona.
they the town has water parks. Then they got like all the go-kart tracks and all that stuff and all the shopping and stuff. But none of it opens this early because it's still the Midwest. It's like
Yeah.
beginning of May, end of April, and so still could be a little cold. But the hotel was attached to an indoor water park, so sort of like the
that's
Great
nice.
Wolf Lodge
Yeah.
kind of setup.
Yeah.
And it also had an indoor theme park that had like actual
Oh, like
kiddie rides.
Mall of America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little stuff,
Yeah.
but not on that scale. But they had some little stuff, bumper cars and a couple different rides and arcades and whatnot. But we spent some time at the water park. It was fun. The kids enjoyed it. Some water slides. Had this water slide that it was like the slide. You go outside on a raft and you're inside these tubes that are like moving, rotating, and like so it's this. I don't know. It's this weird thing, and then, like for part of it, it's like pitch black in there as you're going through it. It was
Kinda fun.
interesting.
Did they have? I assume they had a bar.
They did. We didn't really partake in the bar, but I imagine the prices were like way too
Probably.
expensive. But we the kids they loved all the slides, but like Lucy was the only one who was tall enough to go on anything by herself.
Yeah.
And so the rest of the kids had to have an adult. And so guess who? All the adults, like, Mia and I had to like go down these slides with these kids all the time. They, it was fun, but
It
how
gets
many
a
times
little,
can you go down?
I know it
those-
gets a little
those
tiresome.
slides?
Yeah.
Had a lazy river. It was fun and whatnot. Wasn't super busy because it was during the week. It was an off time, which was nice.
That's better. Yeah, that's what.
Yeah.
Well, that's a fun little
Yeah.
getaway.
Yeah.
We don't have any trips planned, really. Well, we're going to Okoboji, I guess.
Ooh, Okoboji would be fun.
Actually, it's for a surprise party. They won't listen anyway.
Oh.
But
It'd be funny if she did.
it's the one episode she catches. All right.
She's like, "Oh, someone just followed me."
But yeah, no, nothing with the kids, I guess. But I do want to go to the Dells. That looks
So
more fun than.
So we get back, and like I'm talking. So my parents just got back from Arizona, and we're over there, and I'm talking about this trip, and I was complaining about like the Wisconsin roads, only because like they're like the routes that we took. It's like super windy and it's hilly and all of that, which is fine, but the people who live in Wisconsin, they go the speed limit. These are 2-lane highways, and they just like the speed limit, like not a mile an hour over it.
What awful people.
Yeah, terrible. Like following the laws.
Jesus.
And like there was one point, like there was like a
Did you have a road rage incident?
no, I don't get too upset about it. It's just
Brandish
annoying.
your gun?
But there was No, I don't carry. There was a like a tractor going down the road. So speed limit's like 50, and for a half hour, there's just a line of like 20 cars behind this tractor doing like 18 miles an hour. It was the most annoying. Like, I can't do anything about it.
No.
Like, I can't turn off and go a different route. I'm in Wisconsin somewhere.
You've had some awful driving in on your trips.
Yeah, it happens.
Brutal.
So
when was that? Was that the week last week?
Yeah, it was. So not
Through
this
Wednesday,
past
you
weekend,
said.
but the weekend before. So I get back. I'm talking to my dad about this, and my dad goes, your mom and I, we went to the Dells before we had kids.
Just partied.
Long time ago.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be 40 this year, and so this is like 45 years ago.
Is that where he?
And he goes,
where he created you?
He goes, how are the roads? I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, well, when we took them, they were just like, back roads, dirt roads. And I'm like, well, they paved them since then, Dad.
Bruce got there on horse and buggy. What if you were conceived at the Dells?
I don't know. I guess anything's possible. He didn't say when it happened.
Yeah. So that was so you had just gotten back. We had our Kentucky Derby party.
Yeah.
What'd you think of that?
What a day.
That was quite a day.
Lucy had soccer, and so Mia was coaching, and it's cold. Like, it's still cold out, right?
Yeah.
And where soccer's at is like right off some farmland, and so it's like whipping the wind through, and it's cold, it's windy. Even though I think the temperature was like 50, it was still so windy and there was no sun out.
Was it at that trail ridge?
Yeah.
Where the fake grass?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we were supposed to be there, but Aria got sick that morning, so.
And we're sitting around after soccer, and I'm like, all right, so are you guys gonna go to this party? And she's like huddled under a blanket trying to like warm up. She's like, I don't know.
Bad
and I'm
time
like,
to ask.
well, you don't have to go. Like, I can just go. She's like, are you gonna take the kids? I'm like, well, no, not if you're not going. Sounds terrible.
It does sound pretty bad.
No, the party's fun though. I
was fun.
I enjoy partying in your neighborhood. Like, it's amazing to me because I cannot foresee myself like hanging out with or partying with any of my neighbors, and so the fact that you're friends with all your neighbors is great. So it was a good time.
That was a good time. You left right before. We ended up staying up too late, of course, as always, and watched a movie that was worthy of a Soft Knocks breakdown.
Oh yeah, what was it? It was
Bangkok Dangerous.
Bangkok Dangerous.
Yeah, I remember most of it, but it was Nick Cage. That's all you need to see. Him at his finest.
Oh, he's the best.
It was so dumb, but entertaining.
Did I ever tell you when some of my friends were out in Vegas, and they were he was out there with a bunch of his friends, and they were in like this high-end watch store.
Yes.
And they look over, and Nick Cage is over there, and he looks like strung out of his mind, and he's there to buy like a extremely expensive watch.
It's pretty much him in Leaving Las Vegas.
Yeah. True story, evidently.
What a mess! Like, why is he just buying it?
Well, because he's rich, he can do whatever he wants, I guess. But
did they talk to him, or did he just
no? They took pictures from afar. It didn't bother him at all. Then he went back to some like private room and did his watch buying.
Cocaine.
Yes, probably.
Yeah.
So it was a derby party, right?
Yeah.
And
good time.
We did some betting on the derby.
It was about a 10-hour party for a 3-minute race.
Yes. So like we all thought it was a good idea to like get on this DraftKings DK Horse app. First of all, like, what a shitty app. All right, so you guys couldn't figure it out, but I'd gotten signed up.
Well, what's confusing is that it's DraftKings, but you had to download a separate.
It's a separate app,
Yeah.
and then you have to like sign in with your DraftKings logon information, which is tough. And then I was using this app to try and figure out all these different things. And I'm thinking like, what kind of degenerate do you have to be using the horse racing app? Because like, how would he like?
Well, some gamblers prefer that's what they like is the horse racing.
But like, you can bet on it. Has horse races from all over.
Yeah.
Like, all right, you and Brad had a bet and you wanted to make, and so you gave me whatever it was, and we made the bet. And I had a few extra. I threw some money in there to make some bets on the Derby, and then I also was like just messing around, looking at some of the other races. But it's races from all over. Like I it's like the NFL. Like I have an inkling that like the Bears are going to be better than the Vikings in a game, right? And so I make the bet. But in horse racing, it's like, you're just like flipping coins. You're just randomly saying like,
there is like my dad used to be really into it. He used to get the programs for each race, and I assume they can do it now through an app. I don't know, and like really study each race. And I don't get it at all. And him and my grandpa used to do that all the time. He wouldn't know how to use an app now, but like, yeah, he was that degenerate that bet random races throughout the country. Yeah.
It's like I don't
even understand like the words like key box.
Yes, no,
exacta, trifecta.
All I'm thinking is like, all right, how do I make a parlay out of this?
Yeah. And we took the advice of a guy we saw, a so-called expert. He said, if you're looking to turn a couple bucks into a lot, dude, try this bet.
Yeah, that's all right. I mean, you expect to lose it. You just, if it hits, it hits.
It'd be awesome.
It's great. Yeah, so we put some money in there, and I don't know, one or two of the bets that I made on some random races, I don't think it was on the Kentucky Derby, like turned into a couple bucks, but nothing great. And then because I signed up through my sportsbook username, it threw me a $20 sportsbook bet. And I didn't see, like I looked on there after and I was like, oh, maybe I screwed it up. Because sometimes you have to follow some specific rules for that stuff. And then I was messing around on it, and I deep down in it, I found where, oh no, it gave me the bet. And then you have 7 days to use it. So I had to go fire off.
On any sport or just
it went as long as you used your sportsbook username to sign up.
That's pretty nice.
It would, and you had to bet a certain amount. But
what'd you use it on?
I did like a parlay with a couple baseball games, 3 baseball games, and a lot of times you just expect those to lose. It hit.
Of course.
$37 in my in my DraftKings account.
You're welcome for having you download that and take.
Oh man, I can't wait to get the $6.54 that I won on a horse race and get that money back so I can delete that stupid horse app.
Yeah, I just felt like I kept Venmoing back and forth like $5, like little margins.
Yeah, no, you Venmo'd me $5 for you and Brad's bet.
Yeah. And
then I had to Venmo you $5 for the horse pool for the party.
It was like that scene from Naked Gun.
And then like I got like third in that somehow in that stupid photo finish. And then and you're like, I'm not paying you. And I go like, whatever, who cares?
I paid you the next day.
Yeah, and then the next day I get another $5 Venmo. I'm like, Jiminy.
See, I'm not a total piece of shit. I remembered. I was like, I gotta pay him.
That was a fun party.
It was a great party. It went really well.
Fire pit going outside. It was a good time. It was a good time.
So what else is happening in sports world? I know you're not an NBA guy. Did we go into this yet? I don't even...
No.
Okay.
Not yet.
I'm one of the few NBA fans in Iowa, I think, but so it's going to be hard to talk to you about it since you don't watch any of it.
Well, I don't. I just it's really hard to watch. This is such a different game than college basketball, and I don't have a team that I'm a fan of. Super. Like I've tried to be a Pacers fan, but you can't watch any of the games here.
They're in it.
Yeah. Are there?
They're
2 games down right now.
They got they were getting fucked by the refs.
That's what I saw.
Game 1 and 2. Granted, the Knicks,
I saw that.
I still think probably would have won the series, but
I saw the pay. Well,
it's
series
not over.
isn't over.
No,
right?
no,
Like,
no.
They're just down 2-0, which is probably not great. But I did see where like the Pacers sent something into the NBA that there was like 78
calls. And I guess the thing is, the league makes anytime you send one in, it also sends to your opponent. So like the Knicks, woke up this morning with 78.
They got 78 text messages that say the Pacers are disputing this call. Oh, that's awesome.
I don't blame it. Some of those were pretty egregious missed calls, but the Knicks, they're just a tough fucking team. They got that old Bulls coach, Thibodeau.
Oh,
It looks like a junkyard dog. His teams are just tougher than shit. I mean,
yeah, he's a big defense guy.
Yeah, and they don't play a ton of guys because of, first of all, injury, and second of all, Thibodeau's just one of those dudes that you're playing 40-plus minutes. Like, you're just going to have to be in better shape than everyone. They're a tough team. I think they'll probably win that series, but I think the Pacers will win the next game. Usually the game 3 at home.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd like to see them continue on, I guess. But
the big story is the T-Wolves. Minnesota is really good. Like,
I looked at the bracket before.
I'm not when the playoffs started. I kind of was like, oh, I think they're the 2 or the 3 seed. I can't remember. I don't know, but I didn't think they were that good. And they are. Like, they're beating the hell out of the defending champs right now. And that Anthony Edwards might be Michael Jordan's illegitimate son. Have you seen that shit?
The story about that. Or
they
like
kind of look
the memes
alike
and stuff.
Forget how they play alike. In the face, they kind of look alike.
That's hilarious.
That would be awesome. Because I don't believe he knows his dad.
Yeah,
Edward.
and that was the story.
Yeah,
was that they and like it was also like Michael
Jordan was spreading his seed around that time.
How crazy! How crazy would that be?
That would
though, like his mom would have been like already been looking for child support.
That's
like,
true. It's probably not, but it's fun to think about. And like Michael's actual sons that we know for sure really aren't any good. Like it happens to be this one.
So who do you think's gonna win? If you had to guess the teams in the finals, who would it be?
I think the T-Wolves are going to take down the Nuggets. They're up 2-0, and they won both those on the road, so they got
oh man,
they got
all their home
huge
games.
advantage. Yeah, they just need to win 2 more. So I think them and the Celtics will still win the East. It's just I know they got their asses kicked tonight somehow, but they're just I think they just kind of overlooking these.
So we're in the semi.
So it'd be
right? So you got.
I think it'll be Knicks, Celtics, and this series we're watching now, Mavericks, Thunder. I think is going to be. I kind of think the Mavericks are going to win the series, but so then it'd be Mavericks, Wolves. And I'd take the Wolves. Wolves, Celtics.
Wow. When was the last time a Minnesota team was like?
They've never been to the. I want to say the farthest they got was with that Garnett year to the Western Finals.
I'm talking about.
Oh, and just
any
in general,
sport, like a World Series, Super Bowl,
and
NBA
David and his buddies, I know are big. Jeff is a big Wolves fan, so they'll be cheering for him. With that said, I'm still taking the Celtics. I don't know why. It's kind of
more storied franchise.
They're pretty deep.
That's what she said.
That's what she said. Very deep team. So anything to add? Who's your prediction?
I don't know. Like I look through the teams. Like I would say I would love to see the Pacers pull it out somehow.
I'd like them to.
When you're down
2-0
in a series, it's just a hard thing to come back from. It doesn't matter the sport.
But the good news is they got their home games.
I would love to see Minnesota, like a Midwest team like that. Like,
yeah,
that'd be great.
Now, would it shock me if Nuggets with Jokic come back to make this a series? No.
I'm just glad it's not like LA and LeBron.
No,
They got bounced in the first round. So.
And there's no Durant, there's no Steph Curry. It's kind of like a passing of the torch to the younger dudes. Yeah, it's actually pretty entertaining. I like a lot of the younger players. They're a little less LeBron, a little less diva, I guess. And then hockey, that's one I don't...
Honestly, like, I didn't even look at it at all. I think the Knights are still in it.
No, Knights got
did they get
Game
bounced?
7 bounced by the Stars. I did see that.
Oh, that must have been just like...
Yeah, I think that was on Derby night when we were a little busy. I mean,
yeah. As much as I wanted to watch hockey this year, I've got a DVR full of hockey games that I just never watched.
I sound so old saying this, but I have trouble following the puck on TV. Like, it happens so fast when they score. It's like you don't see it even coming.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to throw another
but it is
thing in your life.
Cool sport. I mean,
yeah, the games are fun if you sit and watch them.
Yeah. But as far as who's going to win, I don't.
No idea.
I know the big story is like a Canadian team hasn't won forever. And I think Edmonton might be the favorite. This could be false news we're giving, but it's all right. Nobody's listening.
How about last episode we talked about the draft?
Oh, yeah.
What did you think about the draft?
I thought the Bears did very well.
I thought, just overall, like, that first Thursday, that first round, I thought was great. Mm-hmm. Like, there wasn't some big splashy trade, which was a little disappointed. I was hoping that, like, some big trade would happen and someone would move down and get a bunch of picks and all that.
I'm trying to think now.
Like,
that there was
6 QBs in the first 12 picks.
Oh, the Atlanta.
That's insane.
That was the big story. What the fuck's Atlanta doing?
So I heard that, like, the thought process that they had with that whole pick was, yes, they have Kirk Cousins and they paid him, but it's a 4-year deal that's really a 2-year deal, you know, and their thinking is that this is the best draft pick they're going to have for a while. They're not going to be in the top 10. So the way they put it is they didn't want to end up in like a QB purgatory where you don't have access to those top 10 picks because you're going, they play 17 games. You're going like 8 and 9 or whatever it is. And like,
but if you
those middling picks where you're never going to win a playoff game, but you're also not going to be in the very bottom. And so you end up with like the mid picks where you just don't get that. And so they thought, well, we'll draft our guy now. And
I get that, but if you think you're going to be good, wouldn't you just draft a piece to help Cousins?
Yeah, that's the other side of it, right? Is like, yes, you should help someone to draft
Penix
somebody to help the
may
team.
be good. I don't know, but he's also an older rookie.
Yeah.
So like,
so having him sit's not a great.
He's going to be in his late 20s, I believe.
Yeah.
It's
not the approach that I would have taken.
No. And
I think I would have, done something different. But because when you pay Kirk, you're really like you're saying like I'm going to win now. Like I need a competent QB.
Yeah.
Who's going to step in and play really well right now, and like I'll worry about the next QB later. But
right. That's what.
Nope.
It was.
Did you
shock.
see like the videos or like the pictures of like
Arthur Blank.
the owner down there like talking to him? Oh man,
that owner. What is he? He owns. Is he Home Depot guy? No, maybe not. Know. But anyway, he looks like a vampire. That's kind of what I was thinking. But yeah, no, he looked like he was blindsided by that pick.
Yeah. Which probably not a good idea to blindside your boss who's cutting the checks.
Your billionaire boss who looks like the Count. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he's wrong because, the formula for the NFL, like you need to draft a good QB, and then you got to figure out how to win on his rookie deal.
Yeah.
You don't pay the big bucks for Kirk Cousins and then also
Right. That's what I mean.
get the QB that you're going to have to bench for 2 years on his rookie deal.
I'd have been fine with it, but you just got Kurt. Like, you made that was the biggest move of the offseason, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know, but
I mean,
watch him be great.
They certainly would have been better off, like, waiting a couple rounds. Because, like, Spencer Rattler went, like, 4th round or something, right? So you could have just, like, that's a project. He could have sat in, like...
Couldn't they have taken a Dunze? Wasn't he right after?
Yeah. Yeah, he was... They had pick 8, and so they
put
could have
him with
taken him.
Cousins and
London and Pitts.
Yeah, and Robinson in the backfield.
Yeah,
I mean
that's a dangerous combination.
Sheesh.
You could have gotten another offensive tackle to help that line. You could have gone defense.
Or even the best. Yeah, they could have gotten the best defensive player who
would have been whichever defender they wanted because they didn't go till pick 15.
And that was Vikes, right?
Yeah.
Vikings.
No, Vikings had pick 10 and pick...
Oh, no, the Vikings got the top edge guy. Dallas.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Dallas Turner or something. Which, to all the Vikings fans, I think they had a nice draft.
We got some shit.
We did from our
I didn't think we talked that bad about them. I mean, I know, like, I'm a Bears fan, so, like, I'm going to talk shit about the Vikings. But, like...
I think we just said that I didn't think it'd be smart to move up that high.
Yeah, my point was...
And I'm trying to think.
Like,
they didn't move up that.
J.J. McCarthy is not a top 5 or 6 first-round draft pick. Like, is he first-round talent? Yeah, maybe. I just didn't think he was... I didn't think he was that far better than Penix or Nix. Like, I also didn't think that Penix and Nix would go in the top 12
Every time you
picks.
say Penix, my heart stops. I was like, what?
We're allowed to say penis.
No, I know.
What do I care if I say Penix? But so like I was just saying it would have been a bad idea to trade their 2 first-round picks to move up and draft JJ like 5th or 6th overall.
And now
that was my point.
It's been a couple weeks. Did they trade it all to get him? Or
I don't know what the trade was. They traded up 1 spot to the Jets, which I don't know what they gave up. It's probably nothing. But what a terrible move. Unless they thought somebody else was going to trade with the Jets.
Well, I bet the Jets probably had another. Yeah, I bet they were talking to numerous people that wanted him, maybe.
But I was just saying that, like, the Vikings shouldn't burn 2 first-round picks on JJ.
And they didn't.
That's all.
They ended up not.
They didn't, and I think that's fine. Yeah. Now, I also said that they should probably take the best defender available to help their team at 11 and then draft a QB later. That would have been a bad idea because the QBs all went in the top 12 picks. So.
And they ended up getting one of the best defenders, at least, at whatever that was, 17 or something.
Yeah. No, I think it was a good draft for them.
My Cowboys, not very exciting, but they needed it. They got the big tackle. They did not get a running back.
I know.
Which is just fucking weird.
And I heard a rumor that there was like talk about a trade with Pittsburgh for Najee.
I could see it because it'd be a 1-year rental.
Well, they signed Zeke, didn't they?
Yeah, but he'd be a short yardage dude.
He's eating corn.
Yeah.
For those of you who can't see, I'm doing the old spoon move to my mouth.
I did not mind the lineman they got. I thought that 3rd rounder they got, Cooper Beebe, going to be a stud at center.
It just didn't have a flash. There was no flash to that.
No flash, but they needed linemen. They lost a lot, and they're getting old. The one I have a problem with was that linebacker in the 4th round. Now, maybe he's going to be great. I don't know. He's Puka Nukua's cousin, so that's cool. But they had a chance to get that running back from USC, and he went the very next pick to the Packers. That's the one that So now they're going into the season with Rico Dowdell and Ezekiel Elliott. What the fuck? Or they're going to trade for Najee, who looks like he's running in blue jeans. He just can't move. So, yeah, running back's an issue, but I like the linemen they got.
How do you feel about the rivals, the Eagles?
Cooper.
They went quarterback, cornerback, and they picked up...
They took our great white hope,
yeah,
Cooper DeJean.
I think that's a pretty good pick for them.
Like, value. He slipped out of the first.
Yeah.
No, that before the draft, I said, one team I don't want him to go to. fucking Eagles. And you know he's going to be destroying the Cowboys for the next decade.
Oh, I mean, like, the Bears, their draft went about exactly as you expected, right? Their first 2 picks exactly like I thought. Caleb Williams, everybody knew that was going to happen.
I was a little surprised, which I don't dislike it, because Adedunze's a beast, but I thought maybe they'd go lineman.
Part of me still wishes they
not
would
as
have,
exciting, but
it is kind of cool that you get Caleb and Adunze, and it's like you got these 2 young guys that can build this bond and maybe hang out at the Bears for a while.
I hate complimenting, but yeah, they got Keenan Allen, and DJ Moore, and DeAndre Swift, Cole Kmet.
Yeah.
No, they could be.
And they had a pretty good defense at the end of last year, which
that was the strength of their
so.
team. I mean, they might be decent. I don't know. I still don't think they'll be able to beat the Packers ever.
Probably not. Packers just own them. Sometimes, like, I worry. Not worry is the wrong word, but sometimes, like, I live in this echo chamber where, because I follow Bears stuff, and I have all these accounts that I follow, and it's all, Bears related. So it's all geared towards Bears stuff, and so I see, like, there was a rumor that Marvin Harrison Jr. like. He attempted to tank his draft capital so that he would fall to the Bears at pick 9. I have no idea.
Because everybody wants to be a Bear, huh?
I have no idea if there was any truth to this, or it was just some fake account. But, like, I Googled it. Like, I Googled
Was it the Soft Knocks account?
Yes, it was our account.
Did you do it?
I Googled, like, Marvin Harrison tanks draft capital, whatever, and it came up with, like, a couple stories about it. And, like, one of them was a story about him doing it, and then one was like, this is a complete fabrication and lie.
Well, if he didn't tank very well, because he went, what did he go, 4?
Yeah, but yes, but, like, he never, he didn't do the combine, he didn't take a bunch of visits. And, like, the rumor was, like, yeah, he only visited the Cardinals and the Bears. And I'm just thinking, God, whatever. But that would have been hilarious if that
I could see him not wanting to go, like, New England. And like,
I think the truth is that he probably looked at it and he said, all right, these guys are all QB-needy teams. They're not going to take a wide receiver.
Yeah.
And he just probably didn't. He's like, well, the Cardinals are probably going to draft me, and maybe somebody else. I don't know, but
because after that he would have. I am curious if Harbaugh would have taken him. Probably not. Knowing Harbaugh, he's he's all about big linemen too. I don't know.
Do you think he could stomach taking an Ohio State?
I don't know that. And his post presser's so good. They said you're worried about weapons. He's like, I consider offensive linemen weapons.
He's such a tool. I mean, sadly, he's not wrong.
He's not.
But
that's why I'm telling myself why Dallas doesn't have a running back. They got their weapons on the O-line now.
But the Bears, the rest of their draft, I mean, they just didn't have a ton of pick. Now, last episode, I said
they took the Iowa punter.
Yeah. Steal of the draft.
That was good.
Takes the Iowa Hawkeye MVP.
Yes.
Best player on their team.
I think the surest thing in this draft.
Old coffin corner Torrey Taylor.
He's going. What'd you say? He probably won't be used a lot, though, because they'll score all the time.
Yeah, I text that. I mean, that's not really.
He seems to be smoking cigs on the sideline. Never used.
God. They drafted they got some O-line help in one of the rounds. I thought they only had 4 picks. I don't know if they made a trade or something, but they had 5 picks.
I think they made a trade, if I remember right.
And so they have, we'll see what happens. I knew what the first 2 picks were going to be worked out. I don't know. We'll see what they do.
Nobody really knows until a couple years down the road, but they do seem set up pretty well. So you think they're going to win the North?
I did. Today, I did pull up the DraftKings.
I was going to say, put your free money on that.
I might. So the
Packers are the favorite. Or no, Lions.
Lions are the favorites.
Yeah,
the Bears are ahead of the Packers.
Really?
I think so.
Oh, I don't know about that.
I'd look it up, but it took a while to get to.
Still a rookie QB. I don't know.
But I don't know.
So you're saying those Vikings are last? Is that what you're in the division?
Oh no, hang on. Bears are not ahead of the Packers,
I was gonna say
but they are ahead of the Vikings.
Okay. I was gonna say Jordan Love.
I think it was something like plus 250 for the Bears, plus like 200 for the Packers.
Okay.
Plus 1,000 for the Vikings.
1,000?
Yeah, it was nuts.
That seems a little much. I don't know.
I don't know. What do I know about betting?
Oh, that's going to really piss off our Vikings fans. I don't know.
I love it. I'll take all of the negative feedback from you Vikings fans. Feel free to send it in the fan mail.
Yeah. Read it on air.
Oh, yes. If we get fan mail, I will make that will be a segment on this podcast.
We need segments, yeah.
We will end the show with the best fan mail that comes in.
Do your worst.
Yes, please do. If you don't want your name read on air, please make note.
Yes. Send us money while you're at it.
There is a support the show link as well, although I was messing around on it today and it wasn't working.
Oh man, I bet we missed out on thousands of dollars. People have been trying to pay us.
Dollars.
Why wasn't it working?
I don't know. I went out there and there's some banner on the page about our account being inactivated. Probably because no one has ever visited it. They're like, well, these guys don't deserve to have this.
Lack of activity?
Yeah. So I sent him an email. We'll see.
Did you say, do you know who we are? We have 16 episodes.
I said, please, sir, please, this is my only source of income.
Yeah, which is a sad state of affairs for us. But. At the Derby party, though, we had some fans talking to us.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, we're not. I mean, we could be better, but we're not bad.
We could be a lot worse.
Could be a lot worse.
Oh, what else do we got to talk about? Oh, the golf world. I saw, and like it's hard to tell anymore what's real, what really happened, and what didn't happen. But I saw a couple memes, and it was like Taylor Gooch was saying that he was.
That name just makes me laugh.
There's going to be an asterisk on the next major, the PGA, and because he hadn't got an invite, and then there was like this. He was in a press conference with the rest of his live team, and the other guys were like, "Yeah," because the question was like, "Are you guys going to try and qualify for like the U.S. Open and the British Open?" Because they're open tournaments. You can go anyone with a low enough handicap can go try and qualify for a U.S. Open or a British Open. And his teammates are like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go try and qualify here, and if not, I'm gonna do it here, and then whatever." And it gets to him, he's like, "No, not doing it."
Gooch?
Yeah, it just like all matter of fact, like, no, not gonna do it. Like, what an idiot! Like, just you're a professional golfer. If you're that good, just go to a qualifier.
So is there an asterisk on this one too? Then
well, so this is the U.S. Opens that would be the next Open qualifier, but the PGA is in a couple weeks, and they gave him a special invite.
Did they really?
So now he's in the PGA. The funny thing is that like if he doesn't go and like outright perform, like he's gonna look like a fucking idiot.
Even
he
more
already
so.
does, but yeah.
Yeah, this guy sucks.
The guys at the so we'll see what he actually does. I think Scotty's wife is. I haven't heard that she's had the kid yet.
That's what I wanted to bring up.
But
what is this?
Well, she's pregnant, and like.
Can we say that the Masters story was just a bit much? Like,
with him, like,
gonna have to leave on the middle of the.
Yeah, I guess
She wasn't even close.
You never know.
I mean, that would be very early.
Yeah. Yeah, because then he went on to win another tournament,
and he's going to this.
No, he's not. He's out this week.
Or But the one after, what is it? The major then?
Yeah,
right?
yeah, he'll be there for that one. I think she's actually
So
having the kid here.
He better hope, or he'll have to like keep his word. He's like, fuck.
Oh man,
Would you? If you were a professional on the,
it's a tough question because I
let's
don't
say
know.
you were leading going to the last round.
It's hard to like put myself in those shoes, right? Because like me, like with the knowledge that I have in my head right now, like hell no, I'm gonna be finishing that out. I'm going to take the glory
and the good of the family. That
yes,
money,
yes, and then like we'll have another kid. We'll probably have a bunch of kids.
The T-Wolves center, Rudy Gobert, he missed game 2 of the semifinals here or whatever for the birth of his kid, the first one. And there was an ex-player named Gilbert Arenas. He's like, come on, man. The playoffs. That kid will be there when you get home. And like...
Like that kid's not going to remember whether or not you were there. Bert.
Needless to say, he's getting heat for saying that. But I mean, I appreciate that he just said what he thought. Like,
I mean, I'll send a cameraman in. I'll have it all on tape.
Oh, but that was my initial thought too. I'm like, oh, you're missing a playoff game. I mean, granted, the kid's more important, but you just don't hear that.
Yeah. So Scotty's out this week. So we'll see who wins the Wells Fargo.
Who'd be the favorite?
I don't know if is a true like standout favorite. It's
so like
probably,
Liv can't do this.
No. The Wells Fargo is just a PGA tournament.
See, that's what I get mixed. Like who's Rory?
Rory, yes.
Will, not Will.
Will Zalatoris.
The Max Homa.
Max Homa.
Yeah.
Yeah, all those guys will be there. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see like how the tournament shakes out.
Scotty should say it'll be an asterisk.
He could say that. He could say that. Taylor Gooch can't say that.
Yeah, it really would be an asterisk without them winning everything.
Speaking of golf, I'll catch some shit from Anthony from this one and probably the rest of them for gloating. But so I do a
here
golf.
we go.
I do a golf league.
Mm-hmm.
The golf league has a match play tournament, right? So you play match play, like a one-on-one match. It's not like your total score. It's hole by hole. So you win a hole, get a point,
Mm-hmm.
and so on and so forth. And I had my first round match play on Tuesday. And so me and a buddy, it's just another guy he's actually on my golf league team, and he's a good friend of mine. And we're pretty equal in golf. And we both played absolutely terrible. So don't get it twisted. Like, I'm going to gloat a little here, but I did not like play great golf. We played 9 holes. We tied on the match play side of it.
Yeah.
And it was like we were just trying to see who wanted to win less.
I was gonna say, where's the gloating come in here?
And so we tied, like we finished we had to play the back 9, and so we finished on 18. He had a chance to close it out. He did not. We were tied going into it. We tied it off, and then we had to go to playoffs. And so we walked over to a par 3. We played it once. We both put it on the green. Both had good shots. Looks at birdie, and both missed the putt, but pretty close. So we walked back to the tee. We played the same par 3 again. This time, neither one of us got it on the green. He was further away from me, and he chips it up to like 3 or 4 feet. And then I fucking made it. Chipped it in for a gosh dang birdie, and God, yes.
Howard Dean.
I fist pumped so hard I hurt my elbow.
Okay, maybe you couldn't be a professional athlete. Was Anthony in this thing?
No. But I texted him afterwards. He didn't give me shit just for gloating about
I'm gonna text him
like
right now.
But it was fun. It was exciting. You know how many times in my life I've been able to win something like that?
What do you win then?
Nothing, because it's a tournament. Okay. I got to go face someone else who's better than me at golf next. I'm gonna get waxed the next time.
What course was this?
Waveland.
Oh.
It was so bad though. Like I felt so like I told him after I was like, man, like neither one of us.
Please
neither
tell
one of
me
us.
there's a video of you fist bumping.
No, I don't know. Probably not. 'Cause if there was, it'd be a video of me making the chip shot.
I'd want that and like make it into like a logo. Like
It wasn't even though. It wasn't even like the good fist pump. It was like I threw my fist forward.
oh, the old man fist
Yes. It was so terrible.
with your fucking underarm fat jiggling.
Yes, yes.
Jesus Christ.
Threw out my elbow.
Yeah.
To ice it down.
I want to make that a
afterwards.
silhouette and put it on a shirt though.
Oh man, our new logo,
Yeah.
our new T-shirt apparel. Oh, but I felt
What a
so bad
scene.
afterwards because, I mean, you just had to like the whole day, like every time one of us like had a bad hole, like the other one also had a bad hole. It was just back and forth.
Oh. But that shot that keeps you coming back. There it is.
Yeah, we walk over to the first playoff hole, and one of our other guys was playing with us, and so he just came, walked along, and played a little bit with us. And he usually carries fireball shooters in his backpack or in his backpack.
It's back.
Oh my god, that
There's no room. He needs a whole backpack.
he carries fireball shooters in his golf bag, and so I was like, all right, I need a little something. You got any fireball left? And he's like, yeah, I think I've got 3 left. And so me and him took one. I was like, all right. My opponent, I'm like, you gonna take one? He goes, no. Like he's gonna be serious. I slammed that down. I'm like, I need a little something right now.
That guy sounds like he sucks. Gee. And then you made the shot, right?
I did.
That's all you need. You're like Popeye with spinach.
I guess note to self, I better take some
Yeah.
fireball with me for my next match.
This could backfire terribly. Oh, that's good. Happy for you.